Now let's have a look into how this works. So if I log in, or if I visit the WebVizTool for the first time, it asks me to log in. So I do that, I happily log in, and once I'm in, then since I've already did some testing on this, I already have a list of sessions that I can join. If there is none, I can always create a new session which will generate, as you might have expected, a new session. But of course, naturally, there is nothing in this session. So, well, it tells us that, okay, so first we need to record some items for the session. Well, how do we do that? So first of all, we need to get the Chrome extension that allows us to do so. Right now, the Chrome extension is not yet available on the Google Chrome store. So as a workaround, you can download the extension from a Google Drive link, right? So here in this link I followed from the website, here is a Google WebVizTool extension. I download that. If I look at the manual, it says to download it, unzip it, and once it's unzipped, we load it as a Chrome extension in the developer mode. So as I said, let's unzip it. See, this was the one that we've downloaded. This is the unzipped one. It looks correct. So let's open up Chrome extensions. And here, I have the developer mode already on. Here I just decide to load this extension, and it's live. Now I can confirm that it's actually working when I look into all the extensions that are available, and I should see the web session with WebEx extension. And if I click on it, then you see that it's working. But hey, now it tells me that, okay, so it did open, but I need to sign in through the website. Okay, so let me go back to the website and let me try to reload it to ensure that it detected that I did sign in. And you see that this window is already not different because the extension detected that we've signed in through the main website, and you see that it detected that I signed it as me. So now here I can select which session I want to browse for, and I can start browsing. So let's say that I want to look into dogs, right? Like who and what are dogs? So I look at a couple of examples. I go to Wikipedia. I maybe, read up on some articles about dogs. And when I now go back to the tool, you can see that the history is already being recorded. So, okay, now let's have a look at cats. So again, I do the same thing. I Google a bit for some cat information, maybe a video or two. Maybe I realize that cat is also a company, so I specify cat animal. And again, this should be enough. So basically how this works is that anytime that I visit a website, then currently if I spend enough time on this website, it will automatically add this entry, this website with its content into all the websites I have visited during the session. And again, if we reload, you can see that, okay, so there's both cats and dogs in here. Now I'm happy with my session, so now I can pause the session and it will no longer record, which you can see that, yeah, okay, I will now visit the website parrots and it will not be recorded. Cool. So yeah, so we've already made a session, and now what can we do with it? Well, first of all, since we all, the way we search for things is very trial and error, right? Like we try to look for something, we visit the website, we find out that it's not what we are looking for, so we go back. So for that case, you can remove all the entries that you don't want or that you don't want to be included either in this session or in the analysis of the session itself. And now, you've seen that here we have this graph of similarities, and we can actually do the same thing with this big button which says, well, calculate document similarities. It tells us to wait until they are done and tells us when was the last update, so we just have to wait here. In case I want to leave the session, I can do so this way, or I can also delete the session itself. I can rename the session to cats and dogs. Now back, and as you can see, we have the similarities calculated for the documents which we have seen, which we've come across during our browsing session. Now you can observe or try to interact or analyze the data. So it's similarities, so documents or websites which had text which was more similar to each other, those bits will be closer to one another. And you can also try to see the similarity level. So 1 is completely similar, 0 is completely dissimilar, and you can also look at what domains or users they came from. And still, if you needed to make any changes, you can still do so, and then you just rerun the document similarities calculation. Now, one last thing I wanted to show is how you can invite other people. So let's try that again. So, as I mentioned before, I'm inviting somebody as a contributor. Now, contributor, they can add items to the session, to the history, but they cannot do any changes themselves, right? So I generated the invite URL. Now I'm gonna log in through my other account, and as you can see here, now we have both instances here. So you can imagine that because I'm using incognito to log in, I can't start recording items through this browser, but you can imagine that if I was logged in as a different user and I would contribute with my own web history, then you could see the differences between the websites and their text and how they compare to each other. And you could see it here. Okay, and that's really all to do this little tool. So let me know if you have any questions. I'm sure you already have loads of ideas of how this could be used. And yep, let me know if you have any more ideas.